Hey y'all, Irix Guy here, and I want to post a video after flying the DJI Mini 2 for an entire weekend. Now check out this video playlist because I've got a ton of DJI Mini 2 videos now. I've got a lot of Mavic videos also. Check out my other playlist. And I've got a lot more DJI Mini 2 videos coming soon, but I just want to share with you after my first weekend in the field with the DJI Mini 2, the good, the bad, the ugly. And remind everyone, if you're shopping for the DJI Mini 2, expand this video's description and then click the link there and you can find where to order it online. I didn't get the Fly More combo, and I'll explain why in a minute, although that is a great option and you can find it linked within this video's description. I just got the basic. For starters, it's got the little, camera guard on it. Now the big change on this, from a video quality perspective, this is 4K. The DJI Mavic Mini, this drone's predecessor, topped out at 2.7K, which was still good, but it was not 4K. So this is real 4K, 3840 by 2160. And I must confess, and check out my DJI Mini 2 videos in this playlist to see for yourself, but the video quality and the video stability are both excellent. Now, to be honest, the video quality is not as good as the DJI Mavic Air 2, but, that's because I'm a video snob. And, I scrutinize it. For most people, if you look at a video from DJI Mavic Air 2 and DJI Mini 2, especially on a phone or something, if you're watching it on a phone instead of the big screen, you're probably not going to be able to notice the difference. Now, again, people that do professional video editing like I do, yes, I can notice the difference. Is it a bad difference? No. Is it usable for a variety of different purposes? Yes. Yeah, this footage is more than usable. One thing I did want to mention, the propellers on the DJI Mini 2, each motor or engine, whatever motor I guess would be technically correct, each motor has two propellers, and each of the propellers has a little bitty screw in the middle. So, it comes with extra propellers, no problem. Comes with extra screws and a little tiny screwdriver. But just be aware that these are not quick disconnect propellers like you may have grown accustomed to using on the other Mavics and the Phantom, the more recent Phantom models. So, now that's not a problem at all. I mean, to be frank, I haven't broken a propeller in a long time, and part of that is because actually the most propeller damage I had was on the Phantoms, and that's because they were top heavy when they landed. And if you watch my Phantom videos from many years ago, that was one of the main reasons that I was using prop guards, because after it landed, if it toppled over, I probably wouldn't break a prop. This I haven't had any problems with. It is worth mentioning, though, because of its small size, that when you land and when you take off, if you've got tall grass, if you've got sticks, if you've got big rocks, there's a possibility that these propellers could make contact with the ground. So for that reason, I would recommend, if you're not taking off from a flat street or other flat surface, I would recommend picking up a landing pad. And you can find the landing pad like I use linked within this video's description. It's just a basic, pop it out, flop it down, stake it down if it's windy, and you're good to go because you've got something to keep these propellers off of the grass. Like the original Mavic Mini, this folds up very nicely. One of the viewers on the channel commented about these front legs. They said they seem to be sturdier, and I never would have noticed it had they not mentioned that during a live show. But this is 249 grams, which in some countries, check with your local, governing officials and find out for your area. But in some areas, this weight may make flying the drone less of a hassle. Not that flying the drone's a hassle, but there's certain things you have to go through for heavier drones. And see, this just folds up just like the Mavic Mini did. Very good, you start it and then it snaps to place. When it's folded, this thing doesn't, it's not like these arms are popping out and this, that, and the other. The other thing I wanted to mention, and this was one of the biggest discoveries that I had while in the field for the first weekend with my DJI Mini 2 that I have in my paws right now, the thermals. This thing has got vents on the bottom, it's got vents on the side. This thing was not hardly warm at all. And I mean, I flew through an entire battery, which the battery life on this thing is phenomenal. I was getting around 30 minutes, which is absolutely phenomenal. And the other thing is, and that segues me to why I just bought the base kit instead of the Fly More, because the battery life on this is so good that I may not need more batteries. And it's, being able to recharge by way of USB-C. I can plug it into a USB port in my car. I can plug it into a USB port in my boat. I can plug it into a USB port on my solar battery bank. Being able to recharge on the go is super simple. You don't have to buy, expensive chargers, one for your car, one for your boat, one for your house. It's just a USB-C cable. So it makes it simple. And honestly, the USB-C cables that I've been using to charge, and check out my other video where I show you these, but I've got, just off-brand USB-C cables. I got one that I use for my controller. By the way, the DJI Mini 2's controller is also USB-C rechargeable. We're going to talk about the controller here in a minute. What really makes this drone cool, and especially if you're new to drones, you may not realize the significance of this. This uses OcuSync. This is not enhanced Wi-Fi. Nothing wrong with enhanced Wi-Fi. It was a good communication system, but it wasn't 100% rock solid. This thing, for the FPV, the first-person view, the controls, I have encountered zero hiccups, zero interference. It's super solid. You're getting OcuSync in such a small and lightweight package. I mean, that's incredible. That's a first. I mean, the DJI Mini did not have OcuSync. So, the predecessor of this drone. So they've bumped up from 2.7K to 4.7K. They've added OcuSync. It seems that they've made some structural improvements to the body, although I didn't have any, structural complaints with the DJI Mini, but it seems like they made a few minor tweaks, and especially the thermals, man. I mean, this thing hardly gets warm at all, which is incredible. And then obviously, having that 4K video in such a small and lightweight package is a game changer. So that brings us to the controller, the other major upgrade. What makes this such a major upgrade? Well, boom. You pop that out, you put your smartphone in there, and you got your, whatever type cable you're using. I use iPhone, so it's got the lightning style iOS cable, or whatever you want to call it, in there. So this controller is a game changer. What you may not realize is that this that holds your phone is also antennas. So you're getting, it's just a much improved design over the, the old Mavics and the old Mavic Mini, where you had the controller, you had those wonky things you had to pop out, and those wonky things probably didn't hold your, they didn't hold your phone. If you had the case on, then you took your case off your phone, and then of course, because your case is off your phone, you drop your phone when you're taking it in and out of your controller. This right here fits my iPhone 12 Plus or iPhone 12 Pro. Zero problems, man. I keep the case on my iPhone 12 Pro, and it works like a boss. Check out my in-the-field videos. Obviously, the build quality of this controller is top-notch, like one has grown to expect from DJI. It's top-notch. Feels like a very premium, high-end video game system controller. I mean, no complaints whatsoever about the tactile feel, the build quality. I mean, it's just, it is exceptional. And, when you pack it down, you can unscrew the sticks. They've got a cutout on each side. You just stick it in the bottom of the controller, one on each side, and then boom, you've got your sticks for transport. Very flat. Why would you take your sticks off? Well, the sticks, they kind of got those nubby ends. They could snag something if you weren't careful. This just makes it flat, and just to show you, look at that. I mean, look at how small. And until you until you have it in your hands, you can't really appreciate the size and the weight. I mean, it's just, to get 4K video out of this is crazy. I mean, when drones came out, that was one of the things back when I was huge time Phantom guy, because Phantom was all that was out there that was good. And, I was always preaching, let's make a smaller and more lightweight drone. And DJI's finally delivered. They delivered with the Mavic Pro, which at the time was a lot smaller and a lot lighter. But I mean, now they've even trumped their own accomplishments, and they've released something even smaller and even lighter. I mean, this thing is, it's a work of art. I mean, it really is. I mean, this is engineering at its finest. And a lot of people say, oh, dude, DJI's the Apple of drones. Definitely they are. They pay a lot of attention to detail, to design, constantly trying to improve their drones. Admittedly, when DJI came out with the Inspire, You know, back when the Phantom was the big drone, I mean, the most popular drone, they came out with the Inspire. I'm like, oh no, you know, DJI is going the wrong direction with this. Something bigger, something heavier. But, you know, despite how scared the Inspire made me, I don't like the Inspire. It's too big, it's too heavy. But despite how fearful I became when DJI unveiled the Inspire, and I remember those Mythbuster dudes were on there. That was pretty fun. What was it, Jamie and Adam? They were at the launch event. It was crazy, man. But when DJI released the Inspire, I was just like, oh man, this is not the direction I want them to go. You know, I do not want DJI to go in this direction. And they didn't, because now we've got a super small and a super lightweight drone. So this is, you know, if you're looking for the drone, you don't want to spend a ton of money, but you're looking for a drone that does not provide a diluted experience at all, I would definitely go with this. I mean, it behaves like the big brothers, you know, of the Mavic. I mean, this is the Mini 2. This is not a cut rate budget drone. This is a high performance drone that happens to be very small and very lightweight. So, you know, if you want a very affordable price, if you want something that's going to provide a non-diluted drone experience, maybe you've already got drones and you're wanting a drone that's smaller and lighter. You know, something you can throw in a backpack and not add hardly any weight to the pack at all, and still have the luxury of being able to capture 4K video from pretty much anywhere and be able to top it off in the field thanks to the USB-C recharging capability. You know, that may be a buyer of this. So, you know, first-time drone owner wanting something high quality and serious, but, you know, doesn't break the bank too much. Drones are expensive. You know, I'm not going to tell you they're not. But, you know, if you've already got a drone, again, you know, something that, you know, the USB-C plus having 4K video in small size and weight, that may be a sell. You know, you may need multiple drones. Who this wouldn't be for is someone that's using, say, the Mavic 2 Pro right now for professional work. You know, you're not going to get the video quality from this or the still photo quality from this that you would the Mavic 2 Pro, and that's because the Mavic 2 Pro has a 1-inch sensor camera. So if you're a professional videographer, a professional photographer, you may not want this. If you're doing YouTube videos like I do, if you're doing maybe Instagram, Facebook, you know, other social networks, Twitter, whatever, if you're doing that, these videos and these photos you'll probably find that they're more than acceptable quality. Check out my videos on YouTube and see for yourself. But, you know, again, if you're doing professional work, this could work in certain situations, but to get that really dialed in, just, you know, fall out of the monitor, good video quality, you know, your viewers that scrutinize, you know, they may find the Mavic 2 Pro's video quality to be far superior. And again, I'm not saying this is lackluster at all. Check out my Mavic 2 Pro videos. I got one where I flew over Jeffrey Epstein's island. I didn't fly over it. I was respectful. I flew around it. That's called Little St. James Island. Check out that video. That'll give you an idea of the type of quality that the Mavic 2 Pro has. And then check out my DJI Mini 2 videos. They don't call it the Mavic anymore. They just call it the DJI Mini 2. Check out my DJI Mini 2 videos and see how good the quality is. And something else you may want to do is watch one of those videos on your smartphone, watch it on your tablet, and then if you've got a smart TV, watch it on the smart TV. And see how the different size screens, how the Mavic DJI Mini 2's video looks in comparison to the Mavic 2 Pro and also the Mavic Air 2. I've got tons of Mavic Air 2 videos. I've got tons of Mavic 2 Pro videos, and I've got a ton of Mavic, I said Mavic again, DJI Mini 2 videos in the works. So, you know, check out all my videos, do a stare and compare, and get a better feel for yourself which drone is probably best for you. And when you decide, head on over to my website, man. It's epicdroneshow.com. Just go to epicdroneshow.com and then click Buy Drone, and you can find all the drones there. Or just expand this video's description and then click the link there, and it'll take you over there as well. But, you know, thanks in advance for that. I love doing this. Drones, ever since I jumped on the ship, and that was when Phantom 2 came out. I was a little bit late adopter, but as soon as Phantom 2 came out and I realized I could get Phantom 1 for a somewhat palatable price, I jumped on board, and ever since then I've owned, I haven't owned every DJI drone. There were some that I passed up, like the Phantom 4 Obsidian and the Mavic Pro Platinum, or just some of those little, interim drones is what I like to call them. I didn't pick those up, but everything else I did. Check out all my videos and subscribe to my channel. But yeah, I would highly recommend the DJI Mini 2. I mean, so far after the first weekend, it's been great. My opinion is subject to change, and I tell you the truth. I don't, sit here and say, oh, it's the best thing since sliced butter. I don't do that. I tell you how it is. I don't tell you how it is. I show you how it is. So stay tuned, subscribe, check out all my DJI Mini 2 videos, and if there's something in particular that you would like to see me try to address within an upcoming DJI Mini 2 video, just ask. Comment down below, and I'll do my best to try to whip up that video. Thanks for your viewership, and be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/iRicksGuy. And fly safely. Be a drone evangelist. Be a responsible drone pilot, and let's make this hobby continue to exist. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, Captain iRicksGuy here. I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to subscribe. It's youtube.com/iRicksGuy. And ring that bell icon when you do to be notified whenever I post another video. Thanks for your viewership, and y'all have a good day.